So we have this cone, and I said we wanted to find the radius of this cone. So we don't know my radius, right? But we were given the height, and that height was 45, and the volume is equal to 2,309.07 units cubed. Okay, units cubed. All right, so once again, if I'm working backwards, all I have to do is plug that into the formula. So my volume is 2309.07, and it equals 1/3 times pi times the radius, which we don't know, so we'll leave that, but we know the height. So my height, I'll replace that h with a 45. Okay? So if I wanted to, I think we did this a couple different ways in class. I need to get r by itself, first off. So why don't I go ahead and, everything's multiplied, so why not take 1/3 and multiply it by 45, just to kind of clean up or get rid of that 3. Or, let's do it another way. Let's multiply both sides by 3 and get rid of the denominator, okay? So what I've done is I've gotten rid of that 3 on the bottom. So we have 2309.07 times 3, which is 6927.21. 1 times pi is just pi, r squared times 45. Well, now we're back to what you guys are used to. So 45 times pi is what I need to have disappear off of my r, correct? So then I would multiply this side by 45 pi, and of course it has to be in parentheses on the bottom, and when I do that, so I get 45 pi, and my answer 48.99. So I'm going to round that answer up to 49. R squared, of course, the last thing I do is always to square root it. So my radius for this problem is 7. Okay, so maybe the hardest part is right here where you had to get rid of this 3 on the bottom. So getting rid of that 3 on the bottom, where this 3 right here, we multiplied both sides by 3. Those two things cancel, but what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So that's why I multiplied 3 times 2,309.07 and got 6,927.21. Okay, so that is finding the radius, and then we only have one more, and that would be to find the height of a problem. So let's do that. On the exam, you will have questions that go back and forth. Okay, so be aware of that. Let's see, looking for a big problem. We actually want to find the height, so here's one. We have a cone, and the radius is 21. We don't know this height. That's our question. We don't know the height, but we do know the volume. So the volume is this, units cubed. So notice that now I'm trying to find the height. So I'm just going to fill in the formula, always for the formula. The volume equals that formula. So 5875.62 is equal to 1/3 pi. I know my radius of 21, so 21 squared, but I don't know my h. Okay? So if I do it the same way I did it the last time, I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 3, just to get that 3 off the bottom. So if I do that, multiply this side by 3, gets rid of that. I have to multiply this side by 3. Okay, so I've got 5875.62 times 3, and that gives you 17626.86 is equal to, I'll go ahead and find out what 21 squared is, and that's 441. So 1 times pi is pi times 441, because that's what 21 squared is, times the height. Well, we're back to where we know what to do. So we are going to divide by 441 pi so we can get that off the h. And when we do that, once again, you have to have parentheses around both of those. So 1,000, let's see, 17,626.86 divided by 441 pi. And that gives me 12.7 units high. 12.7 units high. So you're just trying to find the height. Okay, that's about it. Thank you very much. Good luck.